Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Friends, Earth Sky family. Welcome back to another live Earth Sky. And today we are going to be looking at strange lights in the sky. Or are we? It might get mooned out. Let's find out. Today's topic is the Geminid meteor shower. It's coming right up. But first, we've got Kelly Kaiser Witt, and she's going to bring us a bit of news about the Geminids, something that's already happened with the Geminids. Kelly?
Hi, Dave. So, if you've seen meteors recently, they might be part of the Geminid meteor shower because its peak is this weekend. And these little bits of rock not only pummel Earth's atmosphere, but they strike the moon too. So, Japanese astronomer Daiichi Fuji, he's the curator of the Hiratsuka City Museum, has caught videos of meteorites hitting the moon this week 4 times. Could they be from the Geminid meteor shower? It's possible. Visit earthsky.org for more.
Okay, well, let's take a look at that. We've got a picture. Slideshow. It's slideshow time. Okay. Riverside is going extra slow for me today. What are we looking at? Are we seeing it? Are we seeing it? It says we're seeing it.
Here we go.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, so this is just a darkened portion of the moon, and there is a little white blip that you'll see. It'll replay at the top right portion of the moon, and that is the
Right.
light from a meteorite striking the moon. It's amazing. He caught this, he caught 4 times. I have all four of them in the article at earthsky.org if you want to go and check it out. It's really cool to see. And it's something that, it's feasible that you could see it with your own eyes. Although during the
Wow.
meteor showers peak this year, it will be a full moon. So we won't have that dark portion of the moon, which you really need in order to see this. But it's just a
Yeah.
really cool thing that he caught.
It would have to be a whopper to see it in the face of a full moon. And so, just to recap, to make I'm seeing what everybody is supposed to be seeing, up on the upper right hand corner of your image, and we call that the limb. The moon has limbs. Isn't that cool? Anyway, so up on that limb, up on that edge, there's a little, it's almost just a single pixel, and it flashes like over and over again. And that is a Geminid, right? It's a Geminid.
It is possible. They don't know for
Awesome.
sure. And you can see in the article, I asked Daiichi Fuji about this. I asked Robert Lunsford. He's from the American Meteor Society. He said that it is possible that some of these, maybe all of them, maybe none of them, but some of them might be from the Geminid meteors striking the moon.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's really nifty. And that's what we're going to be talking about today is Geminids in general. So, thanks for bringing us that. Were you going to tell us about the Geminids? What else have you brought us today?
I'm going to let Marcy take over and I'll
You're
come
going to
back at
let
the end
Marcy
and
take
give
the
you some
lead.
tips and tell you a little about the strange creature in space that makes this Geminid meteor shower happen.
The strange hybrid creature that lurks in the night sky. Ooh, I can't wait. All right. So you'll be back though, right? You're coming
Yep,
back later.
I'll be back.
Okay. We'll see you soon, Kelly.
All right, bye bye.
Marcy, come on out. Marcy, where are you, Marcy?
Hi, Dave. How's everybody doing? Hi.
Hey, welcome, Marcy. I didn't get to properly introduce Kelly earlier. She's EarthSky's roving reporter. She's traveling all over the place and she brings us some great videos. And now we've got Marcy Curran, who is our voice of the night sky, and she is putting out great videos for you to enjoy about what to see most nights of the week, right, Marcy?
Yes, there's usually something fun to go out and look for.
Yeah, there is. There is
I
really
like it
something
all.
almost
I
always.
like it all.
I
Nothing's
do.
special to me. It's all special.
Yeah, there's no astronomy that I don't like. But anyway, well, maybe the Earth killers. We're not going to
Wait,
get any Earth killers for this, are we?
probably not.
Oh, That always takes a load off my mind. So it's a nice, safe meteor shower. What are we talking about? Give us all the
Well,
particulars. When, where?
all right. So this Geminid meteor shower that's coming up, it's usually
Uh-huh.
considered the strongest meteor shower of the year. Under ideal conditions, you can see about 120 meteors per hour. And we're going to talk later how the moon's going to interfere this year, but it is a really strong shower. The
Hmm.
radiant rises in your mid-evening, so you have a chance to watch it before bed, which is good for people like me because I like to stay up, but I don't like to get up in the morning. So that's probably why I watch the Geminids more often than not. The
Probably.
radiant, we do have a slide with the radiant.
We have a
Um,
slide. Oh, I
yes,
love slides.
but
I love
the
slides.
radiant is the point in the sky where the meteors seem to emanate from. And you'll see it's
Uh-huh.
by the twin star Castor in Gemini, but you don't need to
Oh,
stare at the radiant. You can just look at the
no.
entire
You don't
sky
need to
because
stand.
they'll just be shooting all different directions. And that's highest in the sky at about 2 a.m. What's
Local time.
Yes, your local time.
Wherever you are. Wherever you are, 2 a.m.
Right. It's visible from pretty much the entire globe. The northern hemisphere is favored to see more, but you can see it in the southern hemisphere as well, all except Antarctica because they're in daylight right now.
They're in
But
daylight all day
it
long.
is a very active meteor shower. The predicted peak time, and remember that's kind of always iffy.
That's a guess.
You might check 5 different websites and they all say a different thing. It'll
Hmm.
peak at around 2100 UTC on December, which is 3 p.m. Central Time on the
3
13th.
p.m. Central Time
On the
on the
13th.
13th.
So
Check.
probably the best time to watch is going to be overnight of the 13th, 14th.
Okay.
Uh, but you do have some dark hours where the moon is out of the way before hand on the tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, just a couple
Okay.
hours. But before we
So,
get into what the moon is going to do, we do have quite a few pictures, great pictures from our
oh, we
EarthSky
do have
community
some great
pages.
pictures. We do have some really awesome pictures. Let's
Right.
get
The
into those.
Geminids are generally not the brightest meteors, but a lot
No.
of them are. So these are going to
Okay.
be some of our spectacular ones.
Let's get back to the start. Okay. You said, let me just wanted to ask you something. So you said start looking, was it mid-evening? Is that what you said?
Mid-evening. Uh,
Mid-evening.
It depends
Well,
on your location. Check
exactly.
stellarium.org to see what
Okay.
time, say, Gemini is above your horizon. I can start
Hmm.
watching here at about 9. And the beauty of it is Castor is one of the first stars to rise in Gemini. So
Right.
you can see those meteors before the radiance above your horizon because some of them would be shooting up, right?
That's right.
So,
Yeah, we get some earth grazers, and
yeah,
when you're out observing, you said you don't need to look at the radiant. Actually, I don't think you should look at the radiant. You
right,
want the radiant within maybe what 60 degrees of
right,
so whatever you're going to look, whatever you're going to stare at, and
right.
probably
So
about high up in the sky should we look? About 45 degrees or at the radiant level? Where?
when I'm out watching, I just truly just kind of look back and forth. And if you have
Hmm.
somebody watching with you, you might take different sections of the sky.
Well, that's a
And the,
great idea.
the Geminids are not the fastest, but they're not the slowest meteors, but they're slow enough that if you yell meteor, everybody can turn and look.
Yeah, it's always meteor, 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 and that's how you time them. How many times did I get to yell meteor before it
Right,
was gone?
right.
Oh, oh, beautiful. Okay, so the reason I asked that is the other day we were streaming with a guest from the UK, and that was our Monday stream, and that was about Venus, whether it was wet or dry, and we're going to be back on Monday with uh, Bernhard Militzer, who is a professor at Berkeley, UC Berkeley, and we're going to talk about the possibility of maybe hidden oceans on Uranus and Neptune. And this Friday, we'll have Deborah Bird, EarthSky founder, here with our resident heliophysicist, C. Alex Young. Both of those are going to be at 10. Well, I'm about to give you Pacific time, 12:15 Central Time. which is 1815 Universal Time. And one more thing, we've got a special treat. There's been a dark comet development, and we're going to have Astor Taylor back on this Thursday, so tomorrow, and he's going to sit down and explain the paper that his team has released. He was the lead author on the discovery of dark comets. This is an expansion of that, and we'll have the details on that tomorrow. Again, same time, 12:15 Central here in the United States, 18:15 Universal Time everywhere else. And what is this awesome picture we are looking at, Marcy? I'm sorry to take so
Well,
long for that, but we've got so much good stuff.
we do have some great live streams coming up. Just a series of pictures from our EarthSky community photos of the Geminids. This was submitted by Brian Molenkamp, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Molenkopf.
Yep, but it's showing got some of your winter stars and constellations there, and definitely a couple of meteors.
If you look to the left limb of the windmill, I see the face of Taurus the bull, and maybe I see the Pleiades in there too.
Yep.
I think I do. Okay, that's beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous?
Great photo.
Isn't it?
Great.
And then we've got this lovely shot. These are both from 2023.
Great.
And what are we looking at here, do you think?
And this is again a meteor taken by Jason Dane, and it's really cool. You can see the reflection of that bright meteor in the water there. I don't know if that's the lake or ocean or what, but it's very
you know
cool.
what? This was taken, I believe, in Canada, and I want to say Nova Scotia. Forgive us, Jason, if that's not correct. I'm relying on the wet weir. Now, this one's a stunner from David Koch, also last year. What are we looking at here, Marcy?
Yes.
Wow.
What a lucky shot. You got aurora going on and some Geminid meteors. You cannot ask for a better show than that.
That's astounding, man.
Yes,
we don't ever get them down this far south. You're lucky up there in Wyoming.
Yes, I have dark skies here, which is nice.
Let's move on because there's so much to get through, but so many good stuff. Now, that's something else, isn't it?
Yes, a real bright meteor from Peter Forrester, and you can see there's a city in the distance, so he's even competing with some sky glow. But that's a really great Geminid meteor, really super bright.
Super bright, and you can see that it's left a pretty distinct and persistent trail there. Nice and green, good color on that one.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah, the meteor aficionados are looking for good colors. Oh, and what do we have here from Wyo Astro?
Out of the prairie on Wyoming, and a little 2.1 millimeter lens that's pointed at the sky. And this was actually caught on the morning of the 9th.
The 9th. And so this is yours.
This is our all sky camera out here in our backyard, basically.
Right. And wow.
You can
observatory on the prairie.
Yeah, you can see Geminids Gemini is probably to your lower right there. But just think how bright that was, because look, it's almost the length of the distance between the stars of the bowl of the Big Dipper.
Yeah, you can see there that Orion is making its appearance. That's on the right side.
Right, in the brightest star here.
Yeah, right. Jupiter. Orion is in here.
Yeah.
Which so what's this bright thing right here then?
That is the planet Jupiter, which is at its brightest this month, which is closest to Earth on December 6th.
Oh, cool. And look, it's tucked in right here next to Taurus the bull, the face of Taurus the bull. That means Aldebaran's in there someplace.
Right.
And then over here we've got the Big Dipper.
Yep.
Okay.
This all-sky camera is the most fun toy I've ever owned.
Wow, everybody should have one of these. I should have one of these. Okay. Yeah, where's Gemini in here? I can't find it. It's in the ring. It's in the ring.
It's to your lower left there of Jupiter. You can see the Castor and Pollux, and that's Mars.
Yeah, right here. There it is. There it is. So there's Castor and Pollux.
And there's Mars below it.
Right. Oh, Mars right here. So Castor and Pollux. Castor is more westerly.
Right. Yes. Okay. Right. It will rise first and set first.
Awesome. That's really cool. Look at all those. That's the winter hexagon, isn't it?
Part of it, yeah.
Part of it anyway. Okay. Yep. What is next on the slideshow? Oh my goodness. Let's go to the beach.
And This is a Daniel Friedman photo, and look at that bright meteor. And of course, again, you've got some of your winter constellations there. Orion
Mhm.
shows really well, and Sirius,
Doesn't it?
Canis Major.
Yeah. And
Beautiful
Procyon
picture.
has to be nearby, but I don't see it.
That's the
Procyon.
kind of meteor that you never forget.
It it sure is. Wow.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, man, that's just so beautiful. Oh, look at this. That's creative. What do
Right.
we got
And
here?
this is taken by Elliot Herman, and this is showing you that we do have moonlight going to interfere
Oh,
with meteors this year, but you can
yeah.
still see the bright Geminids in moonlight. And I mean, look at how close that meteor is to the moon.
Yeah, little moonshine never hurt anybody,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So just because the moon is maybe going to interfere a bit, it doesn't
Uh-huh.
mean you shouldn't watch. You
Okay.
can still see the bright Geminids.
You know what? And if you're not certain about when the moon is coming and going, you need a 2025 EarthSky lunar calendar, and they are on sale right now. Go to earthsky.org, find the store link, and click away. You'll find it. Buy two, buy three. They make great gifts. They're gorgeous pieces of artwork.
They're beautiful.
Oh, hey, what is this? Speaking
And
of the
so
moon.
this is where the moon is going to be overnight when the meteor shower is predicted to
Oh,
peak.
okay.
And so you can see it's about 92% illuminated. It will be
Mm,
full over early on the morning of the 15th. So on the 13th and 14th, it's an almost full moon. It's near Jupiter. And of course, Jupiter then, as we saw in my all sky picture, is kind of higher in the sky than Gemini.
uh-huh.
So Kelly will go through tips on this, but you will have
Oh,
some moonlight
great.
you need to block out while you're
All
observing.
right. Yeah, we'll have some midnight moonlight. It'll be all right.
Right,
Okay, so
right,
that's on the 13th. It'll be near it, and on the 14th, it'll be really close to it, but
right, right
almost
close to
dead full.
Jupiter.
You probably
And
won't be able to tell the difference between that and a full disk. Well, you will, but you won't. Oh,
yeah, it'd be very close. But this is showing you then the night after sunset when the radiant has
uh-huh.
risen, and
Okay.
again shows you the relative position of where the moon's going to be. And as Kelly mentioned earlier, Robert Lunsford with the American Meteor Society,
Uh-huh.
he's predicting even in moonlight, you'll see maybe 5 to 15 of the brighter Geminid meteors around the peak.
Wow.
And their average is 120 in ideal conditions. So again,
Right.
you're going to maybe see just the brightest. But this
Yeah.
is showing you got a lot of your winter constellations and
Mm-hmm.
stars, Jupiter's out there, and the moon Pleiades. So
Right.
you've got a nice show, but you might just have to put your hand up and block out the moon for a minute or two. And Kelly will give you some tips
Yeah,
on
Kelly
observing.
will give us the lowdown on dealing with the moon and the
Right,
moonshine.
right,
I know what to do with moonshine. Um, so there is our hexagon of winter that I mentioned a moment ago.
right,
Just we have Rigel, and down here we would have Sirius, but it's a bit set. So, and then over here we have Castor and Pollux. Up here, Capella the she goat, in Auriga the charioteer, and around over here, Aldebaran the red eye of Taurus the
right.
bull, and right in the middle here, good old Betelgeuse. Fingers crossed it blows up soon, or not. We have a running gag at EarthSky. We're waiting for a visible, a visible. I'm sorry, excuse me. We're waiting for a visible supernova.
Right,
Matthew Schmidt has a beautiful image for us. What are we looking
right.
at?
Well, I just added this picture and had
Mhm.
to, or actually Kelly added this picture, and I
Oh,
just
did
wanted to
you?
add the comment that this is hopefully what we can all see.
Yep.
Whether it matches reality or not, we will find out by watching, right?
That's the only way. If you miss it, you miss it. And if you're there and it
Right,
happens,
right.
you'll have memory that will last a life.
Exactly.
Okay. So is that all you brought us today, Marcy, or is
That
there
is.
more? Ah,
That is all I brought you today.
always so great to talk to you. Always so much useful and fun stuff when Marcy's around. And you know
Well,
what?
thanks.
She's got her own videos, so you can go and watch those. And the way to do that, not miss any, is like this one, and then subscribe to the Earth Sky channel, of course, so that we can bring you more of this awesome stuff.
All
So
right. Well,
are you
thank you.
taking off on us?
I'm taking off. Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. Come on back, Kelly. I summon
Hello.
Kelly. Hey,
Hi.
it worked.
Magic.
Okay, so you ready for a slide? What are we doing?
I'll talk about this one just a little bit. This was Matthew
Sure.
Schmidt. He took this at the Jersey Shore in, I believe it was 2020. And this is great. We all hope to see this, but reasonably, we do have a full moon. So here's a little bit of tips for, and this is just some meteor observing in general. Um, Cities are bad, too much light pollution. Countryside, very good. But even this year in the countryside, you're going to be dealing with that full bright moon.
Hmm.
So you can't get rid of the moon, but you can step into a shadow. Now this is it's surprising. It does work pretty well. Now it's still gonna wash out right around the full moon. That's lost to you pretty much. But it's even like if you're at your house and you want to step out and the neighbor's lights are glaring at yours, if you walk to the other side of the house,
Uh-huh.
it really you can see how it really does. Just stepping into a shadow can make a big difference.
It does
And
make a
also
lot of
letting your
difference.
eyes dark adapt. So you go out and you need to spend a little time. I know, like, it's cold at this time of year for some of us anyway, and you don't want to spend a lot of time out there. So you'll have to bundle up and you give your eyes like 20 minutes to adjust to the dark.
Yeah,
And then
20
you will
minutes, half an
see,
hour.
yeah, see some of those fainter meters that you might not have seen otherwise.
Yeah.
Now, besides what you need, there are things that you don't need, which is really cool because if you're just a beginner observer, you don't need a star map. You don't actually need to know. It's fun to
Mm-mm.
know what's out
Yeah.
there, but you don't need to know any of it because they can be anywhere. And you
Uh-huh.
don't need any optical aid. In fact, if
Nope.
you had that, it would just make it worse because you're going to be narrowing in on a part of the sky and they could be anywhere. So
Right.
this is mirror showers are just so great for someone who's just starting to observe, or if maybe you want to take your kids out and they're new to stargazing because you can see stuff and you don't have to have the skill. You just have to look
Yeah.
up. So it's really great.
Yeah, the moon is good for that too. And like Marcy showed us, you can use that to find the planets. So that's a great place to break into to stargazing, sky watching. Okay. You got any other tips for us?
I'm gonna move on to the fun little object, the
Oh,
creature
okay.
object, which
The
is our
mystery
night sky.
hybrid night sky object. Okay.
Yeah,
There it is.
so
Looks
I
like
think it looks
an
like a
egg,
potato, a
a
venti
potato.
potato.
It's a cosmic potato.
It's been in the microwave too long.
Way too long.
So I think a lot of people do know that meteor showers come from comets, and that the comets they come through our solar system. They leave behind all this debris, and then we pass through it, and those little particles they hit the atmosphere and they burn up. Except that this particular meteor shower is not from a comet. So when this, it's called 3200 Phaethon, and when it was first discovered in the 80s, we just said, oh, it's an asteroid because it kind
Right.
of has an orbit like an asteroid. And then they noticed that the orbit matches up with the Geminid meteor shower. And they got a little puzzled because
Hmm.
asteroids aren't supposed to
Nope.
give you a meteor shower because they're not like leaving stuff behind.
Or are
So
they?
now we think, is this like something called maybe a rock comet? You know, as humans, we really like to say it's black or it's white, it's a star or it's a planet, and then we
Hmm.
learn about brown dwarfs, which are kind of in between those, or we thought it's an asteroid, it's a comet. But what about something like 3200 Phaethon? So this rock comet object, we still don't know exactly why it's leaving this trail. Did it have a huge collision thousands of years ago, and that's what we're going through is the debris from that? It does outgas, but what they
Hmm.
found is that it outgasses sodium, not dust. So it's really just a peculiar, puzzling object that
Hmm.
is the source of the Geminid meters. It's something really fun to think about when you're
It
out
is.
there this weekend looking at that, saying, "No, what? How did this happen exactly?" Like scientists are still trying to figure that out. So,
Well,
and
the
I'm gonna give you a little segue because
oh yeah,
this might also
you are.
be a dark comet, which
It
we will
might
learn more
be.
about
It sure might
tomorrow.
be. That's right. We will be back here at the same time, right here, same channel. And we're going to be sitting down with Astor Taylor. He is a PhD graduate student, astronomer. So he's already an astronomer. He's going to become an astrophysicist, which is just a really fancy astronomer, and they're very good at it. And he is the discoverer of a class of solar system objects. Then they're not quite comets and they're not quite asteroids. They look like asteroids, but they move like comets and they outgas. And boy, doesn't that sound familiar, Kelly. But anyway, Phaethon, is it a dark comet? We don't know yet. But here's the big reveal. They've made a new discovery. There are two classes now of dark comets, and they've discovered another population of them. So we've doubled the known number. There could be thousands of these things shooting around and changing orbits through the solar system. It's a shooting gallery out there, folks. So join us tomorrow. Aster will be here. If you'd like, get ahead of the game. Go and join the audience, and you can ask your questions if you've got any about dark comets today, and we'll get to them tomorrow. All right, Kelly, you got anything else for us today?
That's it for me. Thanks, Dave.
All right. And that's it for me, too. That's all I've got. So go to earthsky.org, get yourself one of those calendars. We've got some other great stuff that'll make good Christmas gifts. The season is upon us. A lot of great content coming up, and you can check our schedule, which is down here someplace with the like button. You want to hit that and subscribe because you don't want to miss any of this, right? Okay, guys, we will see you next time. One Earth, one sky, Earth Sky. Thanks for being here.